We're back.
Hell yeah.
What's up, bitches? We're back. Me, Colin, Nick. Fuck.
It's gorgeous down here in our new basement.
Me and Nick just moved into a new house with 2 other roommates, and we have a basement. It's pretty dope.
It's pretty fucking sweet, not gonna lie. I mean, like, now we have, like, a lot more space, and we're not in, like, the middle of a really, like, I don't know, echoey room, or, like, in my apartment, my old one.
Really echoey.
Is it echoey? We'll find out. We'll find out when we rewatch this recording, but, you know, in the meantime, we're here to talk about some more useless shit.
Life update. It's been 6 months since me and Nick recorded a podcast.
Oh,
why?
fuck yeah.
Because of a little something called we can't say it, otherwise we'll get in trouble for some reason with YouTube.
For what? What do you mean?
COVID-19 happened. So me and Nick...
Oh, God, they're here. YouTube!
Yeah, it's just the YouTube button.
Yeah, it's fucking Google. So we were having a swell conversation right before this podcast started about whether or not it started with we were talking about
Avatar.
We were watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there's the episode where the old man, it's the storm episode, and the old man's like, Aang says, "I don't eat meat," and the guy's like, "Fish ain't meat." So then we're like,
the most out of context.
yeah, most out of context thing. And then we started going like, well, I mean, like, you could consider it meat. It's like the meat of the fish, right?
I'm just gonna say it right now. If you don't think that fish is meat, you're just wrong.
I mean,
just
I
wrong.
can see why though. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How?
I have no idea.
Then how can you see why? I just don't understand.
It's not like the conventional.
Literally,
meat,
to me, like meat is like the muscle of the animal it came from. So, like, if you're saying that, does that mean like fish just don't have muscles?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the anatomy of a fish because I mean, like, does the meat that you eat
I'll tell you
does
the
the meat that
anatomy
you
of
eat
fish.
actually like bend the fish? I mean, I suppose it does.
Yeah.
And then we started
else do they
talking.
swim?
Then we started talking about
They're not water benders.
how like plants.
Yeah.
Plants have muscles too, because I said, well, if fish,
Quote
if
unquote,
you quote that meat, and then I'm like, technically plants could have muscles, because like it's like there's fibrous material inside of them that also like move them around. That's how they like move towards the sun, right? I don't know anything at all about plant biology, but I'm just kind of making assumptions here.
Nick owns like 6 plants, so he's the residential plant expert.
Yeah, I got a shit ton of plants in this house, and now
I just don't feel like it. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't. It can't be like a plant having a muscle. Just sounds so weird to me.
But technically, it kind of. I mean, like, I guess maybe you could argue.
Because to me,
you
muscle
can argue
is meat.
muscles is protein, is only protein cells, because that's what it is.
Okay, I guess
Like
that's
long, thin protein cells, right?
Because doesn't like the spinach have protein in it?
I think so.
It is
But I mean,
iron.
like, but maybe like, well, that's a great question, because I mean, now, would that fibrous material that moves the plant around, or the inside of the plant?
We're probably gonna
Is
be
that
talking about this
considered-
for like 5 minutes, so just skip 5 minutes ahead. Just Google it.
Is that considered? Yeah. If you want to find out the answer, because we're not gonna Google it.
We're not gonna Google
Yeah.
it. So if you want the answer, just pause, Google it, then fast forward for 5 minutes.
We're talking about muscles for dummies. That's what we're basically doing.
Biology for dummies.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Biology for Dummies. Colin and Nick.
Dude, are those like books? Like the things.
Yeah,
that
for
are, like,
dummies.
Are they actual like information?
Yeah, I as far as I know,
I always
again,
thought it was
I haven't actually read one, but as far as I know,
I always thought it was a
from
joke.
what I've seen,
I always
like,
thought
they
it was like
are-
a joke book.
I think they are all like tutorials that are like simplified,
Okay.
or like it explains some sort of concept, but like in a relatively more simple manner.
I remember my parents had one of those books. I think it's like something that's actually like legit, like electricity for dummies.
Yeah, I
or
think
like,
I've seen or
that.
mechanics for dummies.
And
or
I
some
literally
shit.
was just like, is that a legit book or is this just like a joke?
It totally seems like a joke,
For
especially with how
dummies,
it looks.
it's literally calling you stupid.
Yeah, especially with how like the book looks too. It's not like very professional looking per se.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kinda
it's
just,
like fucking clip art.
yeah, it's I don't know,
Just
but
a yellow book with like the fucking if Clippy from Microsoft Word was a real person.
yeah. I just realized I don't have a mug. I'm gonna go grab a mug and fill it with baptism.
Oh yeah, we're so out of practice.
I know, it's been so long.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, me and Nick have been gone. We've been gone, haven't recorded anything for 6 months. We actually just met up. We just moved into this house about 2 weeks ago. And the reason is because of the pandemic going on and everyone pretty much we both go to school, Eau Claire, in Wisconsin, and pretty much like everything got to online classes, bibbity bobbity. I just got a phone call from some random person, I don't even know who. But blah, blah, blah. Nick had to go to his hometown. I stayed in Eau Claire, so we just never got to hook up and do it. But now we're back.
Fucking nowhere.
Now we're fucking back, boys.
We're back.
Boys with an I.
Because we actually have a fucking place to do this shit.
I want to explain that right now. When I say boys, I don't mean boys with a Y. I mean boys with an I. Boys with an I means everyone. It includes everyone. Including, like, cats and dogs and shit. Maybe you let your dogs listen to this to calm them down. You know when people, like, leave the radio on?
Yeah.
When they're gone? That's what I want.
Or, like,
That's
dog
the goal.
TV. Have you ever heard of dog TV?
No.
Dude, I saw an advertisement for it once. It's this TV channel where it's literally designed for dogs. Like, the stuff on it, like, I don't think there's any commercials. It's not for humans to watch. It's a TV channel that has different programs that dogs will enjoy watching, apparently. Yeah. It's crazy. And apparently they're like, yeah, you can watch it with your dog if you really want to. Like, it's not, like, super boring, but I mean, like, there's things like, I don't know, some sort of, like, dog psychology shit that, backs it up.
I think the goal for this podcast, I want the goal of this podcast to be that this is what people turn on when they have to leave the house and they're leaving their cats and dogs by themselves.
So we're going to start talking to the animals. Who's a good boy?
Okay, I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, wait, hurry up, because what...
What, you can't talk about yourself, big baby?
Oh, I can't. No! You leaving me down here in the dark. I'm scared. But yeah, now we're back in Eau Claire. It's about to rain today, I learned. I'm just talking to you guys now because Colin's being a little hoe, being upstairs. But it's going to rain today, and it's actually been hot for the past few days, so hopefully it'll cool down. Welcome to the weather report with Nick. High of 93 today this morning with a low of 62 degrees and rain later in the evening.
Are you fucking talking about the weather?
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to
go back an improv class.
We need to talk about no, that's like, that's the conversation starter that everybody says like is a really good warm up. Is like
you guys like that?
Like when they say like, oh, what's a good like either icebreaker or just like simple thing to talk about with people you don't know is like the weather or sports. And I don't know jack shit about sports, so I'm going to talk about the weather. Literally nothing about sports at all. I can tell you baseball, I could say they all throw a ball. That's basically it. That's essentially
it. What about NASCAR?
What? That's a sport.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I can understand watching people. I can understand like Formula 1 and like
okay.
races where you go around like an interesting looking track
Personally,
for like 10
I don't
laps.
think it's a fucking sport, but
for like I can understand races for like that have interesting tracks and they have interesting cars that have different speeds and shit. And then but NASCAR, who the fuck wants to watch a 100-lap race of an oval? I mean, I know how many people do, but I'm just saying like. Horse racing's more interesting. That's on an oval track because that has like more dynamic like. There's like more dynamic things. Like you gotta know what horse you're like racing.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Literally, the reason why NASCAR and horse racing is so popular is because of bets.
That's true.
That's literally why.
Yeah. Okay. NASCAR's kind of I don't know. Yeah.
Well, NASCAR also crashes. Are you
I
kidding
suppose.
me? It's fucking fucked up as it sounds. That's why people go to watch. I want to see a fucking car crash.
So what are you drinking today?
We're drinking the same thing.
What is that?
Diet Pepsi.
Oh, well, gotta bleep that out. We don't have corporate sponsorship yet.
Drink.
We're drinking
Diet
Cola. We are both drinking Diet Cola. I'm in my signature black mug.
I have my not signature, I normally have a different mug, but I have a Basset Hound Starry Night mug. It's my favorite mug.
Is it your favorite mug?
Yes.
Yeah, you like Basset Hounds, right?
Uh-huh.
That's your favorite dog.
That's my favorite everything. Basset Hounds, I'd give my life for a Basset Hound.
So I consider Basset Hounds, I mean, they get pretty big, but I consider them like a medium-sized dog.
About like this big.
I consider them like a medium-sized dog.
I think medium.
So what's your favorite, like, is that kind of what's your favorite type of dog? Like, are you
Large,
going to get
huge.
Are you going to get a Basset Hound in the future, or is that
I'm
going to
get
be
a
kind of like
Basset Hound and a Saint Bernard. That's my goal.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, dude, I want big fucking dog.
Big
like,
dog.
I want a dog that could kill me at any time. Because you know what? I know he trusts me. can kill me at any time, so I know he loves me.
That's true. But I mean, like,
it's not like small dogs.
But you don't like small dogs.
I'm not intimidated by small dogs at all, so I know they have no respect for me.
Well, that's the thing. I don't like small dogs at all because they're freaking annoying.
That too.
They're. I mean, like, some of them are cute. Like wiener dogs. Oh man, they're cute. Medium-sized dogs I like beagles and like basset hounds are really cute.
You know what's like the weirdest thing though? I have a dog. My parents have a dog at their house, and it's really. They have 3 dogs. They have 2 basset hounds. That's where I fucking found my love for bassets. And then they have 1 small dog who's like an Apsalopsa mix with a corgi, but looks way more Apsalopsa or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. Fucking, it's a weird type of dog.
I don't think I've ever heard of that dog.
It's literally like a fluff ball. But she was the biggest bitch ever. Like, fucking raising her since she was like 1. She was just a huge bitch to everyone, and she would like refuse. She hated getting picked up, and she would only like getting like really tiny petted. Like you couldn't really pet her. And then she got a heart disease.
Oh my god!
We found out of nowhere. There's like a 1 month period where she just went from a normal like sized dog to just fat as fuck. And my mom was like, "What?" And we found out she just stopped like running because the doctor. We found out she has an enlarged heart. So she just stopped running as much and stuff. And then because she has an enlarged heart, she's now blind.
Oh my lord!
But you'd think because she's like 11 or 12 now, and we're just like, oh man. When she was like 2, we were like, when she becomes like old, she's gonna be the worst dog. Nope, so chill now. Literally, if you have an asshole dog, just fucking make them blind.
Give it heart disease.
Give them a heart disease.
Oh my lord!
Make them blind. They'll just chill the fuck out.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
honestly, if you want a dog to just be chill, make them fat. I'm not even joking. My cousins used to have a lab named Daisy, who is like crazy energetic dog. They used to have her on a diet and all this stuff, and they did like proper things. And then like they just like started like doing less of a diet, and she got fat, and then she was like the chillest fucking dog on the face of the planet.
Oh my god.
It's fucking horrible.
I don't like small dogs at all because they're so small. They fucking run around. They're so goddamn loud. People who think that large dogs they don't like large dogs because they're loud or whatever because they're bark or whatever.
They never bark because they're never intimidated by anything.
Compared to small dogs, they are not as loud. Small dogs are like the high-pitched screeching that you hear all the fucking time. Because people bring them everywhere, so you hear it everywhere.
Yeah, because also like, high pitching is way more annoying. When a big dog barks, it's like really low. Yeah. So like, it's more intimidating because of it. Yeah. But also they do it less because like they're so big, like they're not even intimidated by anything really.
Yeah, like literally, there's like I have like 2.
Literally, what the fuck is a Saint Bernard gonna be intimidated by?
My neighbor has fucking like 2 dogs, an old ass black lab, and like a border collie or something kind of similar to it, but or like a cattle dog kind of. And both of them, there's been bears in our neighborhood over the last couple months, and both of them have been like fucking running at the bears and scaring them the fuck away, even though the bears are way bigger than the dogs. Dude, they're not even like a Saint Bernard size. They're like, between medium and large kind of dog.
We used to have a lab. This is like my family's famous story, and my mom always was just like, "That's not what happened. Like you guys over exaggerate it." But we still to this day are like, "Nope, you're wrong, Ma. You're wrong," even though she's totally right. But we used to have a lab named Guinness. He was a big fucking lab. Like he was definitely bigger than a normal size lab. Like he was maybe like 6 inches taller and like a good like 20 pounds heavier than a normal lab. Like he was a big fucking, actually maybe like 40. He was fucking huge. But there was one day where we let the dogs outside and they just started bolting because I live in the middle of the country, and they started bolting towards this field, and we looked in the field and there was this huge fucking like animal, and we looked and it literally was like, we were like, that's a fucking wolf. And like
oh my Lord.
Our 2 smaller dogs, Ripley the fucking Apsalopsa bitch and Wilbur, our basset hound before we got the other basset hound, were just sitting at the edge barking, and Guinness weirdly wasn't an outside dog. He was more of an inside dog. He just loved being by people. He hated being away from people. So we let him out because he could hear him barking, and he like bolted, and literally we didn't know why, and he went just like straight at this thing. Didn't even fucking hesitate. He just went at this thing, and the thing turned around and started sprinting away, and we were like, this dude just took out a fucking wolf. Totally wasn't a wolf, because like when he got to the thing, it was about the same size as him. So we're like, it's probably like, I don't even know what it was. It was
a coyote?
It was dog-like. I don't know how big coyotes are, but
Wolves are like...
Wolves are ginormous. They're insanely big. Like, they're like 4 feet tall. Like, wolves are just fucking animals. Like...
It may have been a coyote. Coyote are like dog size.
How big? Yeah, it must have been. It must have been like a
Normally
coyote.
coyotes was it during the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Normally coyotes are only out at night.
Exactly. That's why we
and they
also
usually
thought it was
travel
weird.
with like 2 others at least.
And it definitely wasn't another dog. Like, we like thought about like maybe it was just a different dog, but we were just like, there's no way our dogs would have reacted to that just to like a different
Wasn't
dog.
a bear?
No, there's no way.
I mean, like, you know, like black bears are not that big.
Like
They're
a
kind of
tiny bear.
like black bears, like at the like the beginning and middle of their life, are about the size of a dog per se.
I guess yeah, and then the mother wouldn't be around. I don't know, no, because it wasn't like black. I don't know. It's kind of foggy because it happened like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a foggy memory.
You don't remember it. You're
We
losing your memory.
We just go to it was a wolf because that sounds fucking badass.
It does sound badass as shit.
Also,
Well, Blu-ray player just turned off.
my Xbox. I don't know why. My Xbox was on when I went upstairs.
Yeah, that's because I took the disc out.
Oh, that's
I
why.
forgot to turn it off.
I literally thought one of these was like one of these like remotes had the same.
We're currently watching binge watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, so or like semi binge watching between Community.
I'm definitely binge watching Community.
Yeah, but
I've literally for the past 2 weeks have only been watching that, and sometimes for a break I watch Avatar.
Yeah, well, we started binge watching Avatar, and then it shifted.
Yeah, because there was one day we watched like 8 episodes, and then we just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But Community might be the best show I've ever watched.
It's pretty funny. I mean, like, but without going into like a creative like discussion of how great the show is, like we always do with movies. On like, you know, outside of that, I'm very surprised that the show hasn't been like known about by the public before, like when it originally came out.
Yeah, it's like a cult classic.
It's like, and I feel like Netflix brought it to light more. Obviously, that probably exposed it to a lot more people who like that kind of show. But like when it came out,
not that like Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, is huge, and people were like, "What did he do before music?" And people were like, "He did Community." Actually, you know what I found out? The first thing he ever did was he wrote for 30 Rock.
I don't think I've ever seen 30 Rock.
I have never seen it either, but apparently it's hilarious. And also the fact that he was doing that when he was probably like 20, 22. But barely, well, I guess that's not the first thing he did. I literally watched a video on it today. He actually started as a YouTuber.
Oh, really?
When YouTube came out.
Back in the good old days.
I have a fucking air bubble in my...
It's because you're drinking Diet Cola soda.
No, yeah, he used to be like a YouTuber. He would do skits on YouTube. So that's like crazy to me. Donald Glover is a YouTuber.
I can't really imagine it.
Me neither.
I mean...
I think it's because he didn't really do that many. Because, well, you know, like Funny or Die?
No.
Funny or Die was like, it's a YouTube channel.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Will Ferrell in that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what it was. It was just like random skit comedy. And then they were like, someone on 30 Rock was like, "Hey, we're doing a show and we think you're funny. Want to write for it?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah, bitch."
Hell yeah.
You know what else I didn't know? Is that his first album, Bonfire? I think it's I don't know where. The song, there's a song on it called Bonfire, but I don't remember what his first album's called. But apparently it was not well received.
Really?
Yeah, I think by critics. I think for like audience people they probably liked it, but by critics it wasn't.
I never listen to critics. I mean, like, in the long run, like, for watching movies or like using Rotten Tomatoes, I honestly only look at the audience score unless the critic score is... Well, no, because
I look at an average. If the score is within 10%, I just go the average. But if it's like critics gave it a 25 and audience gave it like a 70, I'm like, okay, so it's probably like a 60.
Or even vice versa. Like,
yeah,
if the audience thought it was shit and critics thought it was amazing,
I'm gonna just take like...
I don't know. Then I would look into it farther and see like what kind of movie it is.
I'm just gonna look at it because I know a lot of people.
Sometimes critics are just like, I mean, it's their job to do different aspects, but they're some things are nitpicked in their like reviews and things where I'd be like, well, I nitpick a lot of stuff, but like,
yeah, I think the suffering is that critics. This is my biggest problem with it. Critics, when they critique a movie, go based off of like compare it to like Academy Award winning movies, and it's like you can't do that. You can't critique.
Yeah.
You can't critique fucking like I won't even know like iRobot to fucking like Schindler's List. Doesn't make any sense. Like, that makes zero sense to compare those two movies.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, completely different. So why would you grade them on the same scale? But then also, like, my problem with, like, audience score is that sometimes, like, the audience also is, like, petty. Well, they'll be like, the movie was 3 hours. Like, why is it so long? And
that's one thing I don't understand, too. And it's probably because I love Lord of the Rings so goddamn much.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with long movies.
Long movies, I'm expecting to go to the theater and be there for a while.
Yeah,
I get comfortable, and, like, I'm ready to see a cinematic masterpiece, all right? So, like, if a movie takes more time to do a really well-made plot and use, like, 3 hours, like, I'm fine watching a 3-hour movie. I'll just plan around it.
Yeah, because my thing is, like, my biggest pet peeve is when people say that a 2-hour movie is long. I'm like, that is, like, the average.
That's average now.
That should be average.
And what? It used to be, like, 1 hour and 20 minutes used to be the original.
I know people who are like, if it's an hour and a half, they're like, yeah, it could have been shorter. I'm like, what? Hour and a half is like nothing. That's like an animated movie.
Yeah, seriously.
But
it's
also,
like maybe some movies only need an hour and a half, but other ones need
literally.
a lot of time to really develop stuff.
Well, it also comes down to pacing.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings, why can't I sit through the extended edition for 4 hours? Because it's really well paced.
Oh, so good.
But it's also just like for me personally, there's some parts of Avatar, not the show, the fucking like Blue People movie.
Oh yeah.
There's the chunk in the middle where I'm like, what's going on is interesting, but I'm also just like, this is like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
Why are we doing a montage? Like, there's like so many montages in the movie. I'm like, why? Like, you have like 2.5 hours. You could actually like explain it more. But I understand why. You got to make that money.
That was a good movie. I like that. I like that movie. I agree with your statement earlier when we were talking about it that like. You don't know why like it was a good movie, but not like why it wasn't like this is the greatest movie
people
ever
like
made.
Because like I get like when it came out, it was the first one to truly do like IMAX 3D.
Yeah,
and people were
the CGI was really good for when it came out. It holds up.
So I get that, but people like I remember when I watched it, and people were like this is like the best movie of the year. Like this movie is incredible, and I was just like. Like, I remember I was a kid when I watched it, and of course as a kid I'm like, this is sick. And then, like, when I watched it again, I was like, yeah, this is good. Like, it's like, if I had to grade it, I'd give it, like, an 83%, 84, like, that B range. But there was people when this came out, they were like, this is, like, 100%, like, nothing below a 95. Like, this is, like, the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I just never got that. I was like, how, though? like, what?
Just like to point out, everybody's like, oh, Avengers Endgame finally beat it in box office. Then you're like, yeah, go Avengers Endgame. But also, Avengers Endgame had to re-release itself in theaters to do that. So
True.
Avatar didn't have to.
Yeah. But also,
just saying.
But also, like, I don't know. I like Endgame more. But also because of the stuff it has to lead up to.
It's, connects a whole cinematic universe there.
Yeah. Honestly, what a great finale.
It's pretty good, yeah. I'm excited to kind of see a few other, where it goes, but I don't really care about some of the Marvel characters that are, like, in the next stage of their stuff. Yeah. I hate when people are like, oh, God, it's just the same movies over and over again. I kind of understand, but also, like, it's different characters, and, like, they have, like, overarching character arcs between all the movies and stuff. They develop. And the next stage, it's not the same as before.
I was going to roast you and be like, Star Wars, but then as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, there is no character arc for the Star Wars people, so it doesn't even...
Yeah, not really.
It doesn't even matter.
I was talking with someone who was clearly a little more passionate about Star Wars than I was. I mean, I'm passionate, but not like...
Yeah, you're pretty passionate.
I'm passionate, but not like, I don't like watch them as much as Lord of the Rings. I watch Lord of the Rings way more than Star Wars.
I watch Star Wars for enjoyment. Actually, Sean is, like, insanely passionate about them. Literally, Sean is, like, if he doesn't give it 100% attention, he just won't finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just like, oh, I can just watch Star Wars and just be like...
The person was saying that the new movies, like the original trilogy and the new movies are better than all the rest. Like, he hated Rogue One and he didn't like the prequels because he was saying, that was because... They are, the original movies were based more on the characters, and the other movies were based more on, like, building the story rather than building the characters. Like, Rogue One was for building, like, filling that hole of how they got the plans or whatever. And I was
I can get that, but that's the purpose of the movie.
Yeah. Also, that's like the purpose of the prequels is to give more background into what happened.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
When you hear Obi-Wan say, like, oh, yeah, your father and I fought in the Clone Wars.
I mean,
that sounds badass.
Someone can make the exact same argument about, like, the new ones. They can literally be like, oh, well, this is fucking stupid. I don't care about the people. I want to know more about the story of the universe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like the exact same argument.
But then again, I love world building in any sort of, like, TV show or movies. You know, I freaking love when they like go real deep into how the world works that they've made, like this kind of fantasy world, which is probably why I love The Last Airbender so much. There's a lot of world building when they go around the world. There's a lot of explanation of how the different tribes are in war and shit.
I have to be in a mood.
And like Lord of the Rings, there's a shit ton of world building as they cross the. I'm just a fan of epics, I suppose, where there's a big sort of epic story that they have to do like a quest or something. That's just kind of...
Yeah, I feel that too.
In any sort of story.
That's why there's not a lot of...
movies, anything like that. I always like that where eventually the good guy wins, but there's a huge struggle in between there, like, you know...
That's why there's, like, not a lot of video games. And I say this as someone who plays on an Xbox, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? But, there's not a lot of video games I play, just because there isn't that... it's not this epic story. Mm-hmm. Like, Xbox doesn't have a lot of games that are, like, this huge epic story. Like, PlayStation has a shit ton of them.
PlayStation, I feel like, has a lot... Like, you know, they both have really good... They both have multiplayer games, but I feel like PlayStation has a lot more single-player stories. Yeah,
going
like
based
exclusives.
I'm not talking about, like, Red Dead and that shit. Like, I'm just going based on exclusives.
Oh, God, that's an epic story. I don't fucking... That's long. That took me a month to finish.
I think the closest I've ever seen to, like, an epic is, like... when Destiny 1 released the Taken King DLC. Because that shit was fucking mint. Like, that shit blew my nuts. Alright, new topic. Me and Nick want to start a segment on each podcast where we argue, because I think arguing is the best.
It creates good dialogue, I'd say.
Yeah. So, our goal for it is to just argue about something that doesn't really have an answer.
Yeah,
but just argue super passionately about it like it does.
It's not like it so much has a no answer, but like everybody has a different answer to it.
Yeah, it's an opinionated
topic. There's no like right answer.
So today we're going to talk about what is a better breakfast. Do we want to get that like specific, or do we just want to do what is better?
I guess we could do like what's better. I mean, like for now,
what is better, pancakes or waffles? I will be taking the side of the pancake.
And I'm siding with waffles, because I fucking love waffles.
It's pretty...
but disclaimer, I love both. I will eat both. I'm not like... We're not like
same.
picky like this.
Yeah, we're not like... We hate
love
the other
both.
One.
But like, which one's better?
Which one would you prefer to have in the morning?
Yeah, I would prefer
Or not the morning. Which one would you just prefer to eat?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start? Should I?
I mean, you can start. Yeah. We'll start with pancakes. So I can destroy your argument with facts and logic.
People of the jury...
Destroy. I'm gonna destroy you with logic, facts, and logic.
Your Honor, people of the jury, Mom, here's my argument for why pancakes are better. When you put it on a scale, what truly is a pancake?
God.
Pancakes are just like God's pillows. They're this delicious, fluffy stack of just flour, milk, a little bit, some butter, maybe some vanilla in there. Just this, When I look at a pancake and I look at a waffle, you know what I see in the waffle? A copycat. A copycat who couldn't survive on its own, so it had to change shapes. It had to get liposuction. It had to get plastic surgery to try to be better. A waffle is just a copycat pancake. Or a flapjack, if you will. Pancakes have a greater span of deliciousness. While I will say this, on average, a waffle may be better. A pancake span is greater. I've had shitty pancakes. But I've had some of the greatest fucking pancakes of my life. Waffles will never exceed to the level a good pancake can get to. But it also will never decrease to the level a bad pancake can. And that is why I always take the risk on the pancake. Because high risk, high reward. I don't want that stupid box shit where you pour it and add water and it tastes like shit. I want that Mama P, home cooked, motherfucking pancake. Put some chocolate chips in there.
Okay.
Get a little butter smeared on top, a tiny bit of that homemade syrup, and you eat it to deliciousness. Time.
That fucking no, I don't have fucking a phenomenal argument like that. Like worded like that. I'm about to just destroy you with facts and logic. The thing is your last that one argument at the end about the box shit that applies to both sides. All right, you can buy boxed Bisquick for just pancakes. You can make homemade pancake or batter for waffles. It's completely different. Like both sides suffer from that, so that's not why pancakes are better. Yeah, throw that shit out of here.
We should have timed ourselves. We should have only given ourselves 60 seconds.
But the thing is like, all right, like in terms of the ingredients, you could still put vanilla in waffles. You could still mess with the batter a little bit, make waffles great. The thing is, inside waffles, you still have that floury deliciousness that pancakes have. That fluffy goodness on the inside, especially for how long you cook it. But then you get that little tiny crispy outside that allows you to like holds all the ingredients together. It keeps its form. It feels strong in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You feel empowered when you eat a waffle. Also, the waffle's ingenious design allows you to store butter and syrup without spilling all over your plate. Just saying. Then you could pour, you pour like a nice, you know like how high you want the syrup in each little cup in the fucking,
the Michael syrup.
The Michael syrup. You know exactly how much syrup you want in each little cup and how much butter you want all over it. And then you got like Belgian waffles. It looks beautiful. You got this whole intricate design on your plate, Different waffle makers make different like, designs and shit. It looks gorgeous. Ugh. But also, I'm just saying, you still get that fluffiness on the inside, I kind of agree with your pancake scale, and that's why I like waffles, because they're always consistently pretty good.
I'm never surprised with waffles.
I'm never surprised.
I never walk into the bedroom and waffles is sleeping with another syrup.
Yeah. It's always consistent. But it's like,
I come home from my 9 to 5, and it's there for me.
Ooh, man. But waffles, get that crunch, you get that, nice soft inside. Maybe you cook a little less. It's not quite as crunchy, so it's kind of just fluffy in general. Or you get it like nice and real crunchy if you're feeling like really adventurous. Boom. Waffles are also good with any sort of dessert as well. Having like waffles and ice cream. Pancakes are kind of too flabby. You don't really eat those with ice cream. Having like a crunchy waffle and you stick it in some like a little tiny one, then you stick in like an ice cream scoop, and pour some blueberries over it or something.
Is your original argument done?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, now we will be gifted a 30-second rebuttal each.
You're fucking timing it.
I'm literally timing it. That way we don't like get crazy. Maybe I'll make it a 20-second. Shit. I lost track. I literally the whole time was thinking about waffle arguments. How can I argue for waffles? I forgot a pancake. My last rebuttal, even though I was only given one, is that pancakes are better because of the fact of one argument. Stacking waffles is inhuman. Stacking pancakes are accepted and encouraged. I've never had a waffle stack. I've only ever had a delicious pancake stack. My time is up. You have a 20-second rebuttal? Go.
Interesting. I've stacked waffles before.
You're an human.
I'm not a human. And also, I could separate the waffles easy, because, normally they have those creases in between. So you can kind of, divert it easier. I'd say it's easier to cut it up, because it's already kind of pressed through. But I just wanted to say that, yeah, I've stacked waffles before.
Didn't even use his full time. What a savage.
I know.
Okay, arguments are done. Everything we say from now on is not a part of an argument. To the 11 people listening, comment who you think who won.
Who won in the comments? What do you want us to argue over next time?
You want to know why I was thinking of it, Nick? Here's 2 arguments you should have made, and you would have destroyed me. First off, chicken and waffles.
Oh, fuck.
Chicken and waffles immediately, but also when you go into frozen section, Eggo waffles. There is no comparison for pancakes.
That's true.
There's not even a comparison.
There's not like a frozen
when you as soon as you
pancake
said
that
the
you can
butter
make.
thing when it fills in, when you're eating an Eggo waffle and you have a tiny little square filled with butter and there's syrup on top, and you eat that shit, that is fucking the greatest experience.
Literally, it's like perfectly portioned.
Nick, you could have won.
I'm just saying that also, like, I always liked using, like, bacon grease for pancakes. Like, with pancakes when you're making them, you can kind of experiment a little bit more with how you're cooking them in a pan, because a waffle maker is, like, you do the spray nonstick stuff and then put it in there, but you don't really have a lot of leeway with that. My dad would make...
You don't have leeway with size.
My dad would make, like, little tiny, like, silver dollar pancakes with bacon grease, and that would crisp the outside, like, ring of it.
Oh, shit. You know what I just didn't even think about?
We love each other. We love each side.
You know what literally. You know what the argument I never thought about was, though? Waffles, you don't really get a judgment of how big your waffle is.
That's true. You only have as big as your...
You can make a pancake as big as... I've watched Uncle Buck.
You can make like a fucking large cast iron pan, massive pancake kind of thing.
Dude, have you watched Uncle Buck where he just takes pancake mix and puts it on the stove and he flips it with a fucking snow shovel?
Fuck.
You can make pancakes as big as you want.
But then would you also consider waffles? You know, like that. Oh my lord, what's it called? It's like this. The Swedish little pastry. It's like really thin, and it's technically a waffle because you like use like an iron to like cook it, and then you curl it before it hardens, and then put like ice cream in that. Basically a waffle cone. That's essentially that, even thinner. Like you can make technically a waffle cone's a waffle. It's just like a really well cooked waffle. You know, it's just really crunchy.
Crepe is pretty much a pancake.
So if
pretty much a thin pancake.
Well, shit, you're right.
Motherfucking, you talking about Belgian waffles? I'm talking about crepes, baby. We talking all over the world.
I mean, arguably, waffle cones brings it into ice cream too. Like you just eat it all the time. So just saying.
Yeah, but technically, I can eat ice cream in a bowl.
God, I love both of them though. Now I really want waffles and pancakes.
I know.
You making pancakes tomorrow?
I'm making pancakes.
Or biscuits and gravy.
I'm making waffles. That's the argument you know what Donkey picked? Donkey didn't pick pancakes to make in the morning. He picked waffles.
Yeah!
And in the morning,
goddamn
I'm making waffles.
I'm making waffles.
Oh my gosh.
Shrek quote. There we go.
What a great topic.
Now what's your favorite side?
My favorite side?
Sausage or bacon?
Depends what it is.
I like both, but I would take sausage any.
Yeah.
I know I like both.
If I'm going pancake or waffles, it's sausage both.
Any day, I would take sausage.
But if I'm going like the classic eggs and toast and hash browns, it's bacon.
I'd still do sausage. Bacon gets. I like crispy bacon. I don't hate it, but bacon is either.
Yeah, you can't really.
Bacon's either really crispy or really chewy.
I think that
there's not really a good. There's not. I've never had like melt in my mouth bacon per se.
Now we got a different argument going.
Sausage. Sausage is always kind of like tender.
We can literally do it again. With sausage, what's better?
Sausage is like nice and tender, cubed up. I mean, bacon cubed up is pretty good, or like crumbled onto like anything like salads or whatever. But like sausage in like a skillet, oh, man.
I think my argument is that like
fucking good.
Bacon is like to cook bacon. There's so many different ways you could have it prepared. Sausage, I feel like it's like not talking about like the different ways to like cut it up and shit. Just talking like how to cook it.
Yeah,
it's pretty much one way.
Also, if you overcook sausage, it gets kind of really.
It's shit.
It's kind of shitty, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but once it's cooked nice and tender,
dude, man, when you got like sausage,
fucking delicious.
That's like maple. It's got the maple in it. That shit smacks. Have you ever had sausage where it's got like maple syrup in it?
Yeah.
Woo! The fucking. We're just staring at the fucking like capture and it's just exploded when I did that. I'm gonna use that for the cut. Anytime we have to cut something out, I'll just woo!
Emma's gonna kill us. She can hear every word that is said.
But yeah, our roommate Emma's upstairs and she can totally like. There's a vent right above us that goes to her room, so she can totally hear us.
Yeah, we're in the basement in the not very thin walls down here.
Yeah, we're gonna get some acoustic foam. We're gonna fuck this bitch up.
Yeah,
we're gonna tear down this wall.
We actually made a freaking movie room in the basement.
We do.
We have a projector. We have like a small projector, and we put up a white bed sheet against the wall and tack that onto the wood wall. And our landlord's not gonna care because it's university housing, and no one gives a shit about where students live. Why, do you just assume our landlord's gender? Wow, cannot believe you.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Technically,
wow, did you assume the doctor was male?
Oh my god,
that kind of thing.
That riddle.
Yeah, that riddle. It's so good though because you actually like.
But then the nurse said, "This is my son." How would that possible? Just like The one,
Oh my god.
the one riddle that pretty much pointed out to every single human being, oh, I'm sexist.
Yeah, basically.
That's like
Oh,
that
shit.
Harvard or the either I don't remember if it's a Harvard or Yale test that pretty much like it's like 50 questions and then at the end it pretty much tells you if you're racist or not.
But like, it's not like you're subconsciously sexist. It's more of like just like that's what you've been exposed to more. It's kind of more of a statement to the fact that there are more male doctors that you've seen than
on
female
television.
doctors.
Yeah, on television.
On television, in real life, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
the fucking
depends.
it's the fucking
Although,
corporation's
honestly,
fault.
my family doctor's been a female doctor
It's the
when I was a
corporation's
kid.
fault.
Huh. TV fucks with your mind a lot. Like,
Yeah.
thinking, like, if you go back and watch some of the old cartoons you watched as a kid, maybe if you watch, like, not the Disney Channel stuff, but, like...
Yeah,
like,
fuck Disney.
Like, you know, cartoons from, like,
I
Cartoon
shouldn't
Network
say
or
fuck
maybe
that, I love Disney.
Nickelodeon. There's some weird-ass shit on there. Like, watching it back now is like, why the fuck do the kids watch this? I'm
Because
like...
it's fucking just...
It's weird. It's almost as if I
it's
love
crack
Courage the
for your
Cowardly
brain,
Dog.
dude.
I love Courage the Cowardly Dog, but that's like a perfect example of like, holy fuck,
Fucking
what the
shit.
hell am I watching? That's like nightmare fuel.
It's horror for kids.
It really is, but it's so good. Or like Goosebumps. That's not really bad, but that's
We're
just
just kind
good.
of sitting in the dark down here, and I don't know why.
Because we were watching a movie earlier.
Yeah. We were watching Avatar.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Get it right.
Here, I'll take you guys on a tour. Just watch around his nose.
We'll walk around with the microphone explaining the house.
Yeah, so here's the bathroom.
Yeah, our fourth roommate isn't here.
Yeah.
What
Also,
do we
the
call-
third cream boy.
Yeah. And don't even forget Custard Lad.
The fact that we're like adults and we call ourselves the cream boys.
Is amazing. The fact that, well, your guys' bosses or Miranda, it's totally accepting it.
Yeah,
So
our
I walked back into the office
Technically-
one time, and
technically
I
Nick's
left,
old boss.
Yeah.
Me and Connor's current bosses.
and she was like, "Oh, the Cream Boys are back," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
I think that's amazing. Tyler asked me about it. He's like, "What are your weekend plans? You hanging out with the cream boys?"
This weekend? Or you mean like that
No, I just
time?
mean in general. Yes.
Oh.
So yeah,
I
we
just-
got a reputation. We got to upkeep, and we don't need our fans fucking weighing us down.
Yeah, everybody knows about the Cream Boys now, and they're getting scared. Everybody's
Yeah.
getting scared of the. We're growing.
Damn, I went to go crack my knuckles and I couldn't do it. Yeah, you hear that?
I'm ready to
That's gonna
beat
be your
some people
face
up.
if you fuck with the cream.
I'm ready to go
boys.
get some Olsen's cream. I mean,
Oh my god.
generic ice cream shop downtown's cream.
I mean, not a corporation.
I mean, not a corporation that we could be sued by.
How would we be sued? It's free advertising.
No, they're like, hey, you used our name to get popular.
It's not like we were like, yeah, fuck Olsen's cream. I fucking hate it. It's the worst fucking thing ever. We're like, oh god, I need that in my body. I wish we
Also-
were mean. I wish we were mean. I feel like we're never mean to anything.
Mean to who?
Just any company we ever talk about.
Oh, that's because most companies we talk about are like really good ones, like Culver's. I'm not gonna blare them out, but Culver's slaps so hard all the time.
If you're not from the Midwest, get the fuck out.
But then again, we live in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin is known for our massive diet of dairy. So I mean, like,
Did you
it's
know
like
that-
proportionately larger? We eat so much more cheese and milk.
Yeah. Did you know that Culver's
beer.
tried to open up a restaurant in Florida, and it was like really bad the first like month because no one in Florida knew what the fuck a
Are you talking about Destin, Florida? Because there's
Maybe.
I know there's one in Destin.
Yeah,
that
no,
opened.
they had no idea what butter burgers were or cheese curds. They had no idea.
I feel so bad
Until
for
someone, like,
everybody who doesn't know
explained
what.
it.
I feel so bad for people who don't know what cheese curds are. They are the most delicious deep fried food in the entire world.
Yeah, I literally think cheese
If you
curds
get,
are everything.
and they can range from being kind of okay to being some of the best fucking like Milwaukee Burgers cheese curds.
Smack.
Oh my lord!
That's why-
it just melts in your mouth.
And you
cheese
know what?
curd.
Like when people are just like, they say like, well, how come people from Hollywood, they all look hot because they're rich and shit? No, it's because they don't fucking have the diet of a Wisconsin,
Yeah.
which is just burgers and cheese.
yeah. But is there anything wrong with that diet? I don't think so.
No, 'cause
I-
I'm happy.
I enjoy myself every time I fucking eat a cheese curd.
See,
I'm like,
unlike
this
people
is
in
delicious.
California who may have depression because of
And
the
don't
fact,
have water.
because of the fact they don't have water and they're really self-conscious, people in Wisconsin have depression because it gets
The
cold.
third cream boy is back, baby!
We're recording?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, come on down.
Oh,
Welcome
Connor's
to the
here.
Connor is now in the house.
We're actually live streaming. Dude, I wish I had enough confidence to live stream. We're just talking about how the Wisconsin diet is superior to every other diet.
Oh, absolutely.
Like cheese and meat and, well, like cheese and milk and beer.
Yeah.
Also beer. That's just like, there's we drink a shit
And you know what? I think the only... what is Wisconsin's go-to vegetable and fruit? Doesn't have to tie together, just like separately. Would it be cranberry for fruit?
Oh, yeah.
But then again, who the fuck eats cranberries outside of like...
Warren's.
Yeah, like outside
like
of like
Central
the
Wisconsin.
juice or like fucking like cranberry sauce. Like who the fuck eats just a straight up cranberry?
That's true. Because they're really fucking tart and sour, aren't they?
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah, if you're going like fruit, as in just like eating fruit, I'd say like apples, because apple orchards up here.
Yeah, I would say apples too, maybe. Vegetable though, I don't think we have like a vegetable
Rhubarb.
that everybody.
Oh my god, rhubarb.
That's a
corn.
Oh, is that a vegetable? Is rhubarb technically a vegetable?
It has to be. Look it up.
That's a fucking good point.
Rhubarb.
Next talking point
is 100%.
Is rhubarb eaten across the United States?
Is rhubarb meat?
is rhubarb eaten across the United States?
Oh, we can bring that conversation up right now to Connor. Connor, first off, is fish a meat?
Yeah.
Second off, are you Catholic?
No.
Okay, so Catholic people are just crazy. It is a fucking meat. It's a fucking meat. Fish is a meat.
Yeah, fish is a meat.
Okay. Now, what classifies meat? Because my opinion is it's just the muscle from the animal.
And then I even like question more like what is muscle? It's a lawn protein strand. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lawn protein cell.
Do plants have muscle? And if they do, does that make plants a meat?
I was saying like muscle, moves your tendons and shit. Like it pulls, it like helps reinforce like moving your body, right?
Yeah.
And plants move towards the sun. How do they move? True. Without technically having some sort of muscle? Which could you argue that that's the fibrous material in them? And in which case, then how do plants have protein? Wouldn't that be like from their beefy muscles?
That's some deep fucking shit, man.
Isn't it? Right?
That's how we started.
And we don't
lost
know.
track completely. You want to know how we started that? Because fucking Avatar dude went. Aang was like, I can't eat meat, and this dude was like, fish ain't meat. And I was like, that dude's wrong.
Yeah, fish is definitely meat, and
Fish
also
100%.
garden rhubarb is a vegetable.
It's a vegetable.
Rhubarb is 100% Wisconsin's
How
vegetable.
widely is it eaten across the United States? Because like,
it's like if we're talking about just like as soon as you hit Wisconsin, it's a huge spike. I guarantee that.
I mean, everybody eats rhubarb here.
But
Rhubarb pie.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
That's why it has to be.
But it's so weird because
that's why it has to be a vegetable.
It's weird that it's considered a vegetable. It makes sense though, because what the vegetable fruit argument.
It doesn't have seeds.
The vegetable fruit argument is that the fruit is a reproductive organ of the plant, while the vegetable is a part of the plant. That's what someone said. The difference between vegetables and fruit. And in this case, rhubarb, it's just a stalk where it's leaf
and it just keeps regrowing.
Yeah, and the
what is
fruit
that called
is
when it
like
just regrows and you don't have to you just plant it once?
Great question. I have no idea.
What is that called? Look it up for us, Data.
But yeah, Data man.
I got my niche now.
But like, it's so weird considering rhubarb a vegetable because it's so sweet, used in jam and like rhubarb pie is basically almost like a fruit pie.
Yeah,
so good.
Well, then again, you do add sugar and shit.
Well, yeah, but rhubarb has like that tart sweetness to it.
Yeah.
In its own right.
What is like a sweet? Is there any other vegetable that's sweet? Because, yeah, you're right. Rhubarb has a weird kind of sweetness.
Sweet corn.
Like a what?
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
Sugar's technically a plant. Sugar is sweet. Yeah, oh my god.
That's a good... I don't think there's any other vegetable like that.
It's called
sweet potato, but no, that's still like a potato.
Well, sweet potato's a yam.
Potato, yeah, a root.
Oh, yeah, so boom, right there. Oh, it's a root. Well, technically, aren't roots considered part of the vegetable clan?
The clan.
The clan of vegetables.
I always like looking at like fruits and vegetables. I've always seen it as like a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Like it's just like vegetables, roots, and then like fucking stalk. That's like my 10th grade biology professor, first day of class, literally just. This is the best argument.
Would be considered a vegetable. Though,
the best argument he ever made was first day of class. He just came in and went, "There's no such thing as a vegetable," and we were like, "What?" And he's like, "Think about it. Every vegetable is a root, a stalk, a leaf. It's not actually a vegetable. It's something else. We just couldn't decide what to call it because we don't want too many categories, so we just called them vegetables. And I was like, what did you just fucking tell me?
What is this cursed information?
Everything I know is a lie. Because if you think about it, every single vegetable can be like categorized into that.
Yeah.
Lettuce, it's a leaf. Spinach, it's a leaf.
It's just a part of the plant, other than its reproductive organ. So arguably,
Carrots are roots.
the roots isn't reproductive. It's just like part of the plant.
How do they make baby carrots?
Wait, isn't that
I just thought of that.
wait.
I was literally thinking like, yeah, a carrot's like a root because like the big ones. And then I was like, do they just take the carrot and just
If
like
you let
fucking
it
hole punch it?
if you let it grow for a long time, does it create some sort of like seed, something? Because
Wow.
rhubarb has the seed pods that go up, other than the leaves,
You know what I was thinking? Did you know that rhubarb leaves are poisonous?
after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I think mainly for animals, not for us.
No,
per
it's for
se.
animals, 100%.
Baby carrots are regular carrots that are cut in half and then scraped and shaped into that shape.
That's
Really?
a
That's not at
fucking
all.
lie.
That's not at all what I thought.
I feel like
thought
that-
it was like
Wait,
they had like
wait,
a
wait.
conveyor belt that went with a bunch of
Oh.
regular sized carrots and they just hole punched them.
Oh, you were asking about actual baby carrots. Oh, I was asking like how do carrots reproduce then?
No, yeah, that's why I was super confused. I was
how do
like,
carrots
do you think
reproduce?
baby carrots are carrot
Do they
seeds?
drop
Nick?
seeds?
Baby carrots are carrot seeds.
That's a wow.
When
Wait.
you said how are baby
Wait a minute.
carrots-
Whoa,
Did you know that
wait, whoa, wait,
if
whoa,
you
wait,
eat
whoa,
a
wait,
baby
wait,
carrot, it'll grow a big carrot in your tummy.
I
What?
suppose they must cut the carrot because all baby carrots have a place where you could see. Well, wait. All baby carrots have on the butt of it where you could see where the leaves like would come out of or whatever, the main area.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
But if you carved out from the middle of a normal carrot, you wouldn't really get that.
It would still have that mark though, because it's not just on the. Oh, they
Yeah,
must,
but the
they must
mark
just,
differs throughout the middle of it.
they
Maybe
must-
it's like genetically altered to be some differently, and then they carve it. I can
That
understand
is
the
a
carving.
waste. No, it must be they literally carve it down and then just only carve a tiny bit off the top. Which, thinking about it, is the biggest waste. Of
Well, they
carrots.
might have like a genetic plant where it's actually just
No, that's how
shorter
they get
carrot.
shredded carrots. That makes so much sense. They just use the shreddings from when they're making baby carrots,
Maybe, yeah.
and they just package that shit in the fucking lettuce, fucking like the mini salads you can buy in
Yeah,
like
yeah,
plastic
yeah.
bags. Oh god, I hope that's like all over the country thinking not just. I'd feel gross if they're like, you just put your fucking like vegetables in a plastic bag. Isn't that defeating the point? That is like completely defeating. Now I'm thinking about it. The fact that people like, wait, let me think.
Uh-oh.
Let me think about my argument. So, like, never mind. I have no argument. It doesn't make any sense. I have no argument. My argument is to be like, people who eat plants want to save the world. Why do they buy it from plastic? And I realized, well, they probably just don't buy it from the plastic then. That's literally the end of the argument.
Jesus.
But, what was I... Wait. How did we start this?
We started talking about the Wisconsin diet.
Yeah.
Then we asked him about is the meat on fish and then plants, and then we started talking about Wisconsin
Rhubarb.
fruits and plants.
Then I thought about how do baby carrots get made. So yeah, I think the more efficient way is the hole puncher way. Just get a big boy carrot.
How do you
You
hold
can
the
hole
carrot
punch-
and then hole punch
No,
it?
it's a
though,
conveyor
it's gonna
belt.
spin. Yeah, I know. How do you
Conveyor belt.
hole punch? How do you hold the carrot to hole punch through it?
Bitch, I'll figure it out, Nick. If you do it fast
Follow
enough,
them down.
are you kidding me?
But you gotta get like you want to use as much of the carrot as possible.
Yeah, I know. It's just a straight line down.
How big is the carrot? 'Cause carrot, but you can't really make a carrot a certain size. They're gonna be like they're gonna twist and shit. You know. Eh. We'll at least
I don't know.
What's up, Doc?
I don't know. It'll work somehow. Sometimes you get fucked up carrots.
Production.
You've never gotten a fucked up baby carrot? Where it's
I
just
don't.
like a
I don't buy
fucking-
baby carrots. I don't like baby
It's all
carrots.
fucked up. It's like one of them are like stubs.
I grow my own carrots.
You get the fucking runt of the litter. The fact that like baby carrots are made by machines and it's like there's a runt of the litter.
The fact that they carve baby carrots seems like such a. I've been lied to my entire life. Like that is like.
You think about it, you're like, yeah, they just.
I
grow.
thought they growed like a shit ton of like little tiny carrots, but now I'm like
they just like
this
have
breaks
it only
me.
grow.
I'm like, I mean, it makes sense why it's so smooth now, but like, oh,
The fact that I just thought like they were like, no, it's just a baby carrot. They just pull it out of the ground before it like grows 100% is probably the dumbest thought ever. Because how is it smooth? How is it already fucking...
Yeah.
I'm a
God, that's
fucking
so
idiot.
wasteful though. Then why?
That's why I'm saying they probably use the
Why the
shreddings and they put it into...
I know. Yeah, they probably use those
better
shreddings, but I'm
than
saying
that.
like, why just to make a smooth carrot?
babies.
It's just, why not just eat a regular carrot?
Because people are fucking bitches. Because, like...
That just why did they add that
yeah,
extra
you're
step
right,
to
because
shave it off?
They do...
Maybe
Because
it's
people
like
just don't want to deal with having a shave on.
maybe you just like buy a shaved full carrot then,
You get... It's a fucking, like, the worst...
or just
business
rinse your
thing.
carrot and just eat it.
Buying a packet of regular carrots instead of baby carrots, buying the regular carrots is just way smarter. First off, it's like the same exact price. Also, you're getting like 3 times the amount of carrots.
Actually, I would argue it's probably a little tiny bit cheaper.
It's around.
Maybe.
Within like 50 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like a packet of like baby carrots is like $3 maybe.
Just look up a
And
video.
then a
of how
big ass
they're
packet
made.
is like $2.50.
Yeah, it doesn't explain what they do with the waste thing. With the waste.
Is there a lot of
If they
waste?
throw it away, triggered. If they just throw it in the field, I'll be like, why?
Well, that could probably be used for,
by
depending on
the-
how they use it, that could either probably be used for, I don't know, cows could probably eat it, or
Yeah.
it could be thrown on a field for fertilizer, maybe.
I'm just saying, if they
Or compost.
if they don't just take the shreddings and put that shit into fucking lettuce, like salad packets,
But then
dumb.
again, a lot of the salad packets
Dumb.
have really, really good looking shreds.
Fuck it, I'm starting a carrot store.
So, we're starting a carrot production
I'm gonna
facility.
be like in Zootopia.
Oh,
Fucking
hell yeah.
Officer Hop's parents.
A carrot farm?
Yeah.
But they don't.
None of the fucking videos that I'm finding.
They don't
say
shave
what they
carrots.
What's that? What's that?
Well, what does it look like? Do they actually like? How big's the carrots that they're shaving? Because I
Let's
want to
just-
see. I want to see how efficient it is.
What's that TV show where it just shows you how everything's made?
How it's made.
How it's made? I literally was like, I
What's
feel
that
like
TV
it's-
show where they show you how it's made? How
yeah,
it's made.
let's just binge watch every episode until it shows us.
Holy
Oh,
shit,
shit.
they are real skinny ones.
Look at them. Wait.
Okay,
what
so
video
there's
is that? What video is
this is like how baby carrots are made.
Literally, everyone just look up how baby carrots are made and just go.
There's
With
like
I think this is how it's made.
Which one is it?
So these are like
Which
really
one do you
thin, but
click
they're
on?
really long. They're really long. So it's from the How It's Made YouTube channel, I think.
No, it's from Western Growers.
From
I lied.
Western
Western
growers.
Growers.
How baby carrots are made. Western
Oh, yeah, so the
growers.
remaining carrots are cut
Just
in
watch
pieces.
along.
Huh.
Whoa, they're smushing them. Ew.
So they're like, okay, so actually, wait, no, this is kind of efficient.
That's a lot.
It just doesn't say what happens
Those
with
carrots are stuck in there.
what gets shaved off.
You know, be the most mind-blowing shit is
In
if all
this
they did
case-
is they took like a carrot, put it through a shredder, and then they just
They don't.
fucking
They don't
poke
shred
them in.
Compress it.
They
This is-
compress it.
it. No, this is through a stone roller,
No,
so
that's
it
what-
just creates mush. It doesn't create shavings.
So it
I'm
actually
assuming
does
the
compress
byproduct.
it?
It's like polishing stones. But
We need to
but
get-
then again, they don't
We need to get a
like
camera.
shave
Sure,
off
yeah.
a lot. It's just like a little bit of. It's probably well at the end of the day, it's
rounding
probably
up.
a shit ton of mush, but it's probably like
Yo, baby food.
That's how they make baby carrots.
maybe.
But why does it taste like shit?
Are you,
I've never got that. How like baby food is literally just the food, just fucking destroyed. Why does it taste like shit? Not that I've eaten it.
I don't remember eating baby food, so I
I've
don't
just-
remember the taste of it.
You never like at a high school like pep assembly, they were just like, oh fuck it. Maybe
No.
the high school's fucking.
Our pep assemblies fucking sucked though. I hated my high school spirit because it was very hypocritical.
Mine
And I
was
was
dope
like,
'cause it
this
said-
high school fucking sucks. And our school was like, we'd have pep rallies like a lot, and I'd be like, why? I just want to do homework and go home.
Mine was dope because one time I won a competition and I screamed, "Let's fucking go!" and I didn't get in trouble. I was like, "Let's fucking go!" and like the teachers were like,
Medford, everybody.
you want to wrap
Pepper
this
doesn't
back
care.
around to baby food?
"Yes."
I can tell you why it's.
Did they
bad.
pump that shit full of vitamins?
No, they make it really bland because babies' mouths are very sensitive to strong flavors.
Oh.
So they
I
make
totally
it
forgot
bl-
about
So they
that.
make it bland as fuck.
Because the reason why
And babies don't give a shit. They're just like, nom nom nom.
that's why like
You know
when
what
you
I mean?
eat old
Yeah,
people
'cause it's
food, it's
bland.
just season the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Because your mouth just after a while gets shitty.
Also, I feel like we season things a lot. Maybe in the United States. I know we have a lot for all of our desserts. We have a lot more sweeter
Depending
desserts.
Depending what you're getting.
The desserts in the U.S. are a lot sweeter than
Oh,
like
no,
old European
100%.
countries and shit.
Desserts
Oh,
is way
100%.
For
better.
sure, we throw a shit.
I thought
ton
you were
of
just
sugar
talking
in
about
it.
like salt and pepper.
It depends on what you're getting, but I mean, like, you know, sometimes people over salt and over pepper in like restaurants for like mainstream things like burgers.
Well, that's why like
Sometimes
a lot of
it tasted
places like
over-salted and
there's a lot of
over-cooked
restaurants I've been to where they don't even like they'll season it a tiny bit, but they'll leave it up to you. Mainly like breakfast places.
Yeah.
Which is just the smartest thing to do.
It is a smart thing to do, yeah.
Because then you can't complain about it. And if they're just like, this wasn't seasoned, it's literally like, there's literally the seasoning in front of you, you dumb fuck. People at restaurants are dumb as fuck.
Sometimes customers are really pissy and stupid. I don't understand.
I've never been...
But then again, I've also worked in food service, even if it was just a grill cook, so I understand the opposite side of that equation.
I've never understood getting mad at, like, the people giving you the food. If it's just, like, something super minor, and it's just, like, a
if
common
it's minor,
mistake.
yeah. I've
Like,
had
if they
things
give me,
where I've
like-
had fucking terrible service, and I was like, I am not giving this person a tip because they are horrible at their job.
Well, it's also just, like, not even that. Like, if they were just, like, what is it? Remember that Sean told me a story of one time he went to a restaurant with a friend, and literally he got a bacon cheeseburger, and they forgot the bacon, and they showed up literally like 5 minutes later. They were so sorry, and they gave him like a side of bacon because they forgot about it, and the dude didn't even notice. And then as soon as he noticed, now he refuses to go back to that restaurant. Even though they corrected the
that's just
mistake.
kind of dumb, and
That shit's kind of dumb.
yeah, because like in his place, I would have been like, oh, thanks for you guys remembering to bring it back, because he's an idiot for forgetting that he ordered a fucking bacon cheeseburger and not noticing that they didn't put it on there. Like, if he really fucking cared, he would have gone, like, unacceptable when it first showed up. Or, like, brought it up. And the fact that they brought it out on a side plate, that makes sense. Like, yeah, thank you for at least bringing it back out.
It's just, like, I don't know. I've never had that big of a deal. Like, there was one time I got McDonald's, and I got, like, what was it? I asked for mayo with my fries, and they just forgot. And I was like, oh, whatever. It's not a big deal. I'll just do ketchup. And then my friend who worked for McDonald's was like, no, that's not acceptable. Like, you have to go up there and talk to them. And I was like, it's not a big deal. It's not like they fucked up my food. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, they need to learn. And I was like, learn what?
Also, in the end of the day...
I was like, it's not like that. I was like, can I have a 10-piece McNuggets? And they gave me a fucking fillet of fish.
Did you pay for that extra mayo?
No, it was free.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't care.
And in some cases, it's not a lot of money, but I don't understand when people get fucking pissed about it. Like, I can understand them going up and going like, oh yeah, you guys forgot this. Could I get this instead, or like with it again?
I've never understand when people go full Karen mode.
People are like, you fucking forgot to give me a fucking mayo packet.
It's like, yeah, they fucked up.
Oh my lord, get out of my house.
It's like, yeah, they fucked up, but it's like, they probably just honest mistake.
Yeah.
So I've never understood a reason to be like, what the fuck? Like, I demand to speak to a manager. If it's a real bad issue, I can understand. Like, the order's completely wrong. Not like getting super pissed, but I wouldn't be like, oh, maybe it's just too nice.
I'd be like, this is like, if it's an issue that was like, there's like no way it could have been a common mistake. Like, they clearly misread something, or like really like different. Like, your order is like very different.
There was one time I literally went to McDonald's, and like when you do the all day breakfast, it's literally like the things are already like pre-made and they just microwave them to heat them up, or not microwave, but they just heat them up. Mm. They give it to you. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But literally, this is how I know I'm too nice, because one time I got the burritos and they were both like cold, like literally like pulled out of the fucking fridge cold, and I literally took a bite and then went up there and went, would it be okay if I could get these like heated, like they're cold? And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, it's my fault.
It's my fault.
It's my fault that you fucked up. I'm just always too nice. Just because I'm like, working in a restaurant is the shittiest thing. And for me to have to be like, it's probably the last thing you want to hear.
It is fucking shitty, but there's also people who are just fucking terrible at their job there. Like, I mean, I don't understand when it's been like an honest small mistake. Yeah, I don't get angry. I don't get angry at all. But like, it's not like wrong for a customer to kind of go like, yeah, this isn't what I ordered at all. You know what I mean? Or like, absolutely bring it up.
And but I mean, how many times has that ever really happened?
I've seen it quite often.
My dad, the complete wrong thing.
Yeah, I've seen it not like a shit ton, but I mean like here and there. Like, I don't know, it's not often, but like.
I guess it's because I've never experienced it, Evan.
I just go out to eat a lot.
I just don't know how to cook.
I'm a restaurant enthusiast.
Yeah, fast food, slow food.
work for
medium
Michelin.
food.
Slow food.
Michelin
That's like
reviewer.
anytime.
I'm a Michelin reviewer. I go
Oh,
in there,
God.
I drop my fork on the ground to see if they come over and pick it up for me.
I'm a Yelp reviewer, actually. Hey, fucking people who do that, like, shut the fuck
Honestly,
up.
not gonna lie, I feel like Culver's would get like 3 Michelin stars. Let's be honest. You know, if a Michelin reviewer went in there and dropped a fork on the ground, their table service is so. All their like. They're not
Fast food,
waiters,
yeah.
but they're like,
I'd like-
you know, like they're food grabbers and like table cleaners
I'd
and
like to
stuff.
put, like,
And
the
like they bring
three...
food out to you, and they're so nice. They're always
I-
like, after they give you food, every single time they're always like,
He's
"Oh
going.
yeah, is there
I-
anything
He's
else?"
going.
I'd
Well,
like to point out that a comparison, the restaurant in Ratatouille had a 3. And Nick is comparing it
Yeah.
to Culver's.
Goddamn right. The 3 is as high as you can get with Michelin stars.
I thought a 5.
No, there's only 3 stars.
What the fuck is the rate for fucking... Because in Ratatouille they had a... Why am I... It's a fucking Pixar movie. Why am I like...
It may not have been
well-
Michelin stars, but for if I'm not mistaken, there's only 3 Michelin stars.
Damn. Does Michelin only go for like... Not,
It's a fucking to
does
get
it go
those
to bougie
3.
shit?
Yeah, like well, they go to everything. Honestly, a street shop in like Korea or something had like 1 Michelin star
Could you get
because
0?
of the food they had, and it was only one guy street shop.
Could you get a 0?
Most restaurants get nothing. It's more like to acquire a star.
Oh
They
my
don't-
god!
it's not
Nick,
real.
and you're like
No.
Culver's is getting the fucking
Oh,
100%.
Absolutely, table service, food, drive-through service, fucking delicious.
How do I even describe like
Well-
Culver's
well,
to
like-
people who don't know what Culver's? Like it's pretty much like our In-N-Out.
Well, like
or our Whataburger.
Michelin stars. Going back to that is like it's not so much a rating of like 0 to 3 of like if you're I have none, you're the worst. It's just like
If you're not
if you
average,
attain a Michelin star, that's
that means
impressive.
you're really good. Okay.
It means that you are, but then again, people fucking ruin their lives to attain that. Like the really big like bougie kitchens in like around
Oh, that
Europe
makes sense.
are
I was
like
gonna say, I feel
they drill like it's hell.
I feel
in
like
the
for the
kitchen.
average restaurant, it's not worth it because they probably 90% of people don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
To put context, there are 14 restaurants from the latest version of the Michelin Guide that have 3 stars.
That's it, right? That's all.
Count
That's all there is.
15.
14 in the United States.
See, and the thing is, you know that it's completely related to Michelin, right? The tire company.
Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
it's from the same thing. Because I looked it up.
I
In
know
France,
tires, so I know restaurants.
In France, back when automobiles were not a mainstream thing yet, Michelin wanted to sell their tires to like the kind of the upper level people who owned cars. They wanted to sell their tires more, so they'd sell a guide that would tell them where to go to eat if they were driving around the country, around like France. I think it started in France.
Such a weird.
So that's why they gave them the star rating is like, oh, this is a really good restaurant if you're like driving this route, and then you can look at the Michelin stars along that route. And I think it probably used to be a little more lax, but then they became this secretive fucking like secret service like food
I have to go to
critic
the
rating
bathroom.
thi-
Keep talking
thing.
about Michelin.
But it's impressive, and I
Does
don't know
the
if it's
Michelin
still
man
related.
do the grading himself? He shows up and
No,
they're
they
like,
have,
oh,
like-
what the fuck?
They have like secret like fucking reviewers or whatever and shit
Yeah.
like that. It's crazy. And then they also have like apparently you can tell they have like certain ways of like
Being able to determine
who the actual reviewers are, like the critics.
Well, yeah,
like
don't
they'll
they-
drop a fork or like they'll like ask for a certain wine or they'll like they'll do like small movements or whatever. As far as I know, I don't know what if they change that all the time, but like it's supposed to be completely hidden. You're not supposed to know the Michelin men are there.
The Michelin.
I know, right?
Tire boy
Fucking-
himself.
Isn't that
I'm sure.
fucking hilarious?
I feel
I
like,
love that that's a thing.
do they like know ahead of time? I feel like they have to know ahead of time that like a Michelin reviewer is coming.
I believe they give them fair warning that a
But
Michelin man's coming, but they don't say when. They just say like
Okay.
you're going to be reviewed for like the next one maybe,
Yeah.
but they don't say when. So I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty positive that that's true.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind how they're basically a secret service. Like,
For restaurants.
For restaurants. It's crazy. I just don't get it. But then again, you have like restaurants that are, that like where they are slaving away just to get like an extra Michelin star, and it's like horrible in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The Michelin man.
According to
The Michelin Men. I think they're called the Michelin Men. Like they're literally like that. They're
Like
referred
the
to that
Minutemen?
in the restaurant world.
Great Disney movie, Minutemen. That's all I have to say. That's all I'm gonna add to the conversation. Minutemen's a great movie. Go back in time, save nerds from getting embarrassed, but then they fuck up the hierarchy.
Oh, I think I remember that movie.
The movie's incredible. It's not. It's really bad, but I love it.
Wait, was that like a Disney Channel movie or something, or like live action with people? in
Yeah,
high
that's the
school or
dude
some
from
shit?
fucking Good Luck Charlie in it.
I think I remember that movie.
And then I also had like this other dude who was in a bunch of stuff.
So in other words, we're gonna open up a restaurant in our house and get a Michelin
And another
star.
news, me and Nick are gonna start live streaming watching movies, and we're gonna start with Minutemen.
Yeah, we kind of talked about movies before, but I'd say it's ready for that movie segment.
Yeah, let's go on in. As we literally talked about movies already.
we didn't touch upon creative like criticism on them. We only touched upon like
I feel
outside
like a snob when
factors.
I do that.
Well, it's not so much snobby. You're entitled to like whatever
You're
you
entitled
like.
to your opinion.
You're entitled to your
Unless it's
opinion.
wrong.
Unless
Unless it's completely fucking
unless it's
wrong.
raw.
Melinda! Oh my god.
This fucking shit is raw. Raw.
They should just have Gordon Ramsay be the person who does Michelin stars. No one would get a 3.
Honestly, yeah.
Except for, you know what's the best episode of, like, Kitchen Nightmares or whatever the show he does? Where he
Yeah, or what he used to do. Does he still do it?
I don't think he does anymore. But there was one where he went to New Orleans. Or Narlands.
Nolans.
And he went there, and it was this place that wasn't getting a lot of business, like, at all, and they were going to go bankrupt. So they're like, we don't know what we're doing wrong, and maybe you'll know, but that's how they get on the show. And literally, it's just this one old lady cooking the food. So you already know it's going to schmack.
Was that one in New Orleans? Or was
I
it
think
like,
it
I thought it
is.
was a Cajun place that wasn't in...
Maybe it was just a Cajun place. I just assumed,
I know which one you're talking about.
I just assumed Cajun food is New Orleans. But no,
I'll figure it out.
he eats the food and then he literally just stops and he goes and he's like, I don't understand why you're not getting business. This is the best food I've ever had. He literally was like, this food is incredible. And they're literally just like, oh, we just like suck, I guess. And he's like, yep. And he literally
It
goes
probably
to check
comes
out
down
the
with like
kitchen.
advertisement and
Yeah,
stuff.
literally,
though.
he goes to
And
check
maybe-
out the kitchen and everything's like super clean. It's literally just because they were like a really small shop and they didn't have a lot of money, so they couldn't like advertise. And
That's when you gotta like really
and the
push
place
for the
looked
local
like-
kind of.
Yeah.
You kind of make the outside. You don't need to like make it look bougie or fancy or anything, but you gotta make it look kind of
well,
just
that's the
nice
problem
to the
because they didn't
outside.
have any money, so they couldn't make it look like appealing.
That's where you take
to
a loan
strangers.
out.
Yeah, bruh.
Because their food would make the money
Yeah,
if
literally.
you could just draw people there. Also, location.
Well, that's pretty much why they were like, "Hey, Gordon Ramsay, come eat here."
Is it this
I don't
video,
know.
I assume? Hold on.
Is it this exact
This lady.
episode?
Yes.
This was
Yes.
called Mama Sherry's Soul Food Shack in Brighton,
Bright, where's that?
England.
What?
Not Nolans.
Yeah,
Why
no,
did I assume
'cause-
it was? I think I assumed it was New Orleans just because it was Cajun food.
well, yeah,
Wow.
because he did this one back when
They're like popping for that shit. And gumbo, like
he did this one back.
that'd be like if they were like, oh, they're famous for their cheese curds and they were fucking from Australia. Like that's
Man,
fucking.
cheese curds sound amazing right now.
Yeah, this was back when Kitchen Nightmares was like exclusively done with like English restaurants.
Welcome to the Cream Boys food review.
I don't remember if this place is still in business.
That'd be
feel
so
horrible.
sad. That'd feel so bad.
That's like. Have you ever watched the show Bar Rescue?
Yeah, but not a lot.
Oh
but
my
I know
God,
of
I
it.
fucking love that show.
My problem with
Guilty
those shows
pleasure.
is where they do like where they flip the whole place and they try and get management to like change their ways so they get better. You can't change someone that fast. They'll just
Yeah.
revert back to their old like rut. Like I've seen
But,
like Gordon Ramsay do a show like that too that he does now, or he kind of did like a year ago or something. Where he like there's one where it's Mexican restaurant in like California. The owner was just kind of he wasn't abusive, but he was kind of just a condescending dick to people. You know, like he got angry easily, and like he tried to fix that when he was fixing the restaurant. But then after he left a week later, he kind of just reverted back to being a dick, and they still kind of went out of business.
I like to point out that I think our projector does have speakers because there's a volume button.
Interesting. Well,
Off
it's
topic.
going to be a crappy speaker
Yeah, it's
for
probably
a
like
soundboard. We should do a movie review down here sometime.
About what?
Well, I'm just saying down here eventually.
Oh, okay.
Any kind of movie.
Oh, I just watched Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah.
7.5 out of 10. I thought it was
People
good.
thought he was going to win money, or no.
People
win
thought
money,
it was
he was
gonna
going to win an
nominated.
Oscar. He's going to be nominated for an Oscar.
I can definitely see how Adam Sandler could have been nominated for Best Actor. He legitimately was really good, especially since
Yeah, but
I think
no
it
one
also
could
has
have
to
beat
deal-
Joaquin Phoenix.
that was insane.
His performance was phenomenal.
I think it also has to deal with that Adam Sandler has done so many shitty movies and he's been such a joke, and then he did this movie and he was like legitimately convincing. It's like, oh my god, like Adam Sandler actually is a good actor.
I mean, I feel like people looked at that like they looked at The Cobbler, and it was just like, oh, he's gonna try to do another.
Literally, I remember when The
funny
Cobbler
movie.
came out and people were like, oh my god. Literally, all the reviews I kept seeing about The Cobbler were like, this movie's so good. And then I watched it and I got 15 minutes in and I went, this movie fucking sucks.
So yeah, they probably were just like, oh, Adam Sandler's doing another
Serious
serious
movie?
movie. Fuck that.
Yeah. And it honestly schmacks. Now, don't get me wrong, 7.5 on it. Actually, I'd say 8 out of 10.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, like 10 out of 10 is like a perfect movie in your mind. You gotta
Yeah,
like
10 out of 10
admit
is
that.
like Disney's Hercules.
Well, also that's like the grading scale for movies. Everybody like assumes that if it's below like a 7, it's horrible.
No.
And that's not true at all.
I'd
like
say
a
5 is average.
I'd say 5 is like a good movie. It's just like a
5
good
is
movie.
average
It's
to
just
me.
not. It's not great, but it's a good movie. You sat down, you watched it. It was satisfying enough to watch the whole thing, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But
if I had to
everybody
give,
like it's like inflation. Everybody like thinks that like
yeah, if a 10
it needs to be above a 7. Like a 7 is like
if
okay.
a 10 is like Godfather, 1 is The Room. Like that's the scale.
I'd rather rate on like a 1 to 5. Just be like 1, I wouldn't watch this movie, and 5 being like
It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
one
in
of my
life.
favorite movies.
Oh,
Lord of
you
the
went
Rings.
opposite way.
Yeah. No.
Let's do
I like-
Michelin star. Let's do the Michelin star.
0 out of.
I just
Well,
don't
that's different. You know, it's not like a star rated. Like if a restaurant doesn't have a Michelin star, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it.
I mean, it might not have even been reviewed.
Yeah, it might not have been reviewed,
think-
and also I think they review a lot of shit though. But like it
Yeah.
it wasn't like to their exact grading standards, which are like they go for like. When you have 3 Michelin stars, supposedly you have like the best
Yeah,
service,
well,
the best food.
Let's come up with a grading scale for our podcast. Mugs. So 1 through 5 mugs.
Oh, God.
1 being that movie was shit. Anything that like that movie was like I don't want to watch it and I almost turned it off midway through. That's a 1. 5 is like one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
So,
5.
5.
5. Absolutely.
Original Star Wars trilogy.
Well,
5.
What
Prequels,
would we have for like the
3 or 4. I'd give it a 3.
Prequels 3.
what would we have as like the in between rankings though?
What do you mean?
So it's like 1 is
2, 3,
shit,
and 4.
horrible.
One is like I wouldn't watch.
2
3 is like
2 I'd
Good.
say 2 I'd say
3
2 is
watch.
okay,
2 is okay, but it wasn't.
Watch.
I wouldn't probably watch it again.
but it's definitely up for an
I
opinion.
could, but I probably
3
won't
is
ever.
good. 3 is like I'd watch it again, but like maybe I'd give like a year in between. Like it was good, but like it's not something that I'm like, oh yeah. Great is like
4. I'd say
I
4
would
is
watch
great.
that. I would watch that like probably like in a week. Like I could see myself realistically watching it again like soon. And then 5 is like I could watch this back to back like on repeat.
Lord of the Rings is 5. Absolutely 5. Original trilogy is 5. Absolutely.
5.
National Treasure 5.
No. National Treasure 1 and 2, 3.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'll give it that. I'll give it that.
There are moments. Yeah, okay.
Nicolas Cage's acting, 5.
Any movies in?
5.
Yes.
I would. What's?
John Wick trilogy, 4.
Oh, yeah, I'd give it a 4. I was gonna say I wouldn't give that a 5.
No.
But I'd give it a 4. Great movies.
The Nice Guys, which you guys have to watch, 4. That movie's so fucking good. Oh my god.
Shrek.
Like
5.
We'll do 1.
Shrek 1,
Shrek
3,
1, the original.
Shrek 2, 3.5.
What? Shrek 1's great though.
Yeah, but Shrek 2 is better.
I give Shrek 1.
Yeah, but 3 is good. You just said it. You just proved it.
That's yeah. Okay.
You just-
That's true.
3 good. Shrek 2, slightly better. Shrek 3 was like a barely a 2. Like, let's be honest.
2.
It's like a 2.
Sure,
Probably,
it was
yeah.
Barely a 2. It's like 1.5.
Puss in Boots, the standalone movie.
2.
What?
I couldn't tell you the last time I even watched that. I
I
probably watched
watched
that
it
like
enjoyed
when
it
it came out.
Yeah. It's like a 2. It's like a 2, not even like 1.8. 1.8 mugs.
No, we're not doing a fucking point system.
Yeah, we can get points.
No, point just adds a fucking mini scale in between
then
each.
1 to 5 is pointless. Then we
Mugs.
do, like, 1 to...
How full the mug is.
I think that
one mug
No.
with
We
can go
3/4.
half.
One mug with 3/4.
Well, if we do half, then why not do 10?
Because that's stupid.
No, we're not doing
But
half.
if you say 3 1/2, that's like
We just
the
define the
Because-
same as a
categories.
6.
Because then, because Shrek 2 is obviously better than Shrek 1, but I'm not going to say Shrek 2 is a 4. Boom! That fucking halves.
No.
I'm still
No,
willing
then
to-
it's a good movie.
Yeah, I'm still willing to have the broad
Then it's
categories.
3.
Oh my god, I fucking hate my life. I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Yeah, I would agree with Connor because then it goes up to 10.
I'm
That's
being
all
held
saying.
here against my will. That's what I should have this podcast.
Huh. Other movies. After the Last Airbender.
I was
5.
just going to say.
5.
The
That's
movie?
a fucking no.
Fuck
the
you.
fucking
We're talking
show.
about movies now.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie?
You even
fucking
said movie.
0. The movie is 0
You're like,
bucks.
what other movie?
The movie.
After
Oh,
The
oh,
Last
yeah.
Airbender?
By the way, 0 it shouldn't exist.
No
0 mugs. Yeah,
No
no mugs
mugs.
shouldn't exist because one is.
Oh,
one
I thought
is
you meant like
horrible.
that rating, and I was like, well, you just.
No,
fucking-
I said
That
I
movie
meant
should
like
never
I
be
meant like one mug is like horrible movie, but you'll never
And that's
watch it
why-
again ever. 0, I think the movie shouldn't exist.
And 1, that's why The Room is
Right?
at 1, because without The Room, memes, dude. The memes. Like,
Yeah.
1
That-
is like,
that still
it's
puts it on the
bad,
scale, yeah.
But it has a place because of the fact, first off, it puts every other movie into perspective, and the memes. If there's a meme in it, 1.
That still keeps it on the scale. That keeps it
Yeah.
relevant.
Like The Room, it's a 1. After
Yeah,
that,
it
I
has
never seen
relevancy.
movies. Wicker Man. I've never actually seen Wicker
Neither
Man.
have I.
What's another good movie? What's another movie? Moulin Rouge 4.
Yeah.
4. Nominated for 8 Oscars? 4.
1917.
That's the other thing. If you got nominated for an Oscar, you're probably automatically a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1917.
5.
I would
Easy
give that
5.
I would give that an easy
Oh my
5.
God.
That movie was so fucking good. Holy shit.
Still haven't seen.
Oh, we're watching it tonight.
We have to watch it down here.
Yeah, let's watch it tonight.
It's
You,
like
you down
3
for that?
hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 hours and it's
How-
one take.
How good is this project? Oh, I forgot they filmed that like it's one take.
Yep. That's why. That's one of the reasons why
It
it's
literally
fun.
made me nauseous. That's how good it is.
Oh, it's so fucking good. And the score is so
Oh.
good.
Projector's what, 720?
I think so, yeah. Would it be better to watch it upstairs? That's a good question.
Well, my TV is literally half a room away.
Well, I
Fuck
mean,
you.
if we
Might
might
as
as well
well
watch
watch it down
upstairs
there.
too, though, because then we have a
Yeah.
lot more comfortable seating as well. Not that this is not comfortable, but like upstairs.
I don't know. I think I'm more willing
You
to
know, I
fart
think-
all over this chair. than
I think
am
what we should
upstairs.
talk about again. This is so much easier for us now. Now that we have the mug scale.
Because he's here.
Now that we have the mug scale, it's so much easier to talk about movies.
I do like the mug scale. We're adopting this. This is absolutely being
The
adopted.
mugs. How many mugs?
You're welcome.
This mug scale is great.
I think the thing we have to do, Nick, and we can do this either tomorrow or whatever, we need to binge the Adam Sandler movies, the good ones,
fucking
and
shit.
rate them. Like, I'm talking like the classic. Everything
Every movie
before
that
anger
Adam
management.
Sandler has been in.
Everything before anger management.
Okay.
So anger management's like 2002.
Yeah.
So we have Waterboy. But I want the longest yard in there. Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, motherfucking Wedding Singer.
Oh god, Adam Sandler's filmography has its own Wikipedia page.
I'm just gonna
It's
say
not
it right
listed on
now.
his.
None of them are getting above a 3.
He's in 64 feature films.
They can get a 3, but we're not above a 3. Like
3 is like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
3's good.
3 is
It's
a
just
good movie.
it's
And
it's a
like you
good
watch
movie.
it again many times.
We
but,
can
like,
fucking just do it right now. I literally
3
have
is not
the scale.
necessarily bad, yeah.
I already have the scale in my head. Happy Gilmore, 3.
Waterboy?
3.
Yeah.
Wedding Singer,
I
like
think I've
2.5.
seen Wedding Singer.
This is why I want the halves. God damn it.
Well, then just do it out of 10.
No, I tried to do it at 10, and then you were like, I like a 1
no,
and 5
I
scale.
like a 1 to 5. If you want to do it,
But if you're the perspective of our audience,
If I do 10, I'm gonna default to the average, like anything below a 7 is like, because it goes with my grading scale. It's
Anything
like
that's
7 is like 70,
C.
which is a C,
Exactly.
which makes you think it's below average. And it's like, no.
Halves don't make you think like that.
Everything above 5 is a good movie. Like
That's why it's like 5 is average. That's why
I kind of like the 5 mug scale, because then it's like it breaks that idea, because then you're really thinking, like what's good.
Yeah, dude. We got to get a graphic.
Oh, also, we can't stop at anger management because Click came out in 2006.
Ooh.
Click in the longest yard.
I like Click.
Oh my gosh.
Also,
Okay, everything
can we count movies that he
everything
did an act in?
before Jack and Jill.
I never seen Jack and Jill.
It's probably one of the worst movies ever
It's
made.
not good.
It's literally
like
a
Click.
0.
What do
It's a
you
0.
What do you guys think about Click?
Zookeeper.
Click's like a 1 or
What?
2.
Okay.
I
Give it a
rewatched
2.
it like a couple years ago.
Maybe-
And
It's just like
It's
just a
horrible.
classic.
it's just boob jokes.
No, it's a classic. It's basically a Christmas Carol, but not,
Yeah.
because he sees his like future,
Oh,
like
I guess
present.
yeah. It's
future
Adam
self.
Sandler's version of
of
fucking a Christmas.
A Christmas Carol, yeah.
We also need to do 7 Crazy Nights. That animated
Grown-ups?
movie.
Not technically an Adam Sandler movie, but he's in it.
It's an
With
Adam
everybody.
Sandler movie.
It is an Adam Sandler.
Well, there's also a lot of other good actors.
If
in it,
it's
too.
made by Happy
Happy
Madison
Madison.
Company, it's a good
Oh,
Adam
okay.
Sandler movie. Shit, that means we gotta watch Grandma's Boy. No, Grandma's Boy doesn't even have Adam Sandler in it. It's just
Well,
Nick
Also,
Schwartzen.
you guys didn't like Grown Ups?
What?
Don't like it.
You don't like Grown Ups?
I like Grown Ups. I don't really like the second one as much.
I haven't
Oh, I don't
watched
like the
it
second one.
in a
The
The
while.
first one's good. I haven't seen it in a while though,
I
so
like
I
it.
I give it probably a 2. 2.
It's a 3 for me.
Are you serious?
I like the movie Grown Ups.
I'd probably give it a 1. I'm gonna be honest.
I like the movie Grown Ups.
I just like post. Which came out first, Click or Longest Yard? Because whatever
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard came out first.
First.
So post Click, Adam Sandler, not a fan of. Until Uncut Gems came out. Now I'm like, let's go Adam. Make that money.
What do you mean, you didn't like Zookeeper?
I didn't like Ridiculous 6. Oh my god.
What about I Am Legend? I know different, not Adam Sandler anymore.
That's a
but
3.
3. Yeah.
That's a 3.
Yeah.
It's literally like, I can see why people would argue to say it's a 4. But it's also a movie that I'm like, I haven't watched it in like 5 years. So to me, that obviously shows it's not a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Personally. Like, when's the last time you've watched it?
Yeah. iRobot.
That's like a 3. I haven't watched iRobot in like 10 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
When did it even come out? What if it came out in like
Now you're asking the
2012?
right questions. Oh no, it came out before 2012.
I know, but like I'm just like
I had a DVD of it when I was a
If
kid.
it-
Like fucking, God, a long ass time ago.
you know what's the movie I was really sad didn't hold up? The regular robots, just robots.
Oh,
It was like
yeah.
Ewan McGregor and Robin Williams.
Ewan McGregor was in that.
Yeah, he's the main dude. He's
Oh,
Cowboy, whatever the fuck his name is.
it's because the animation doesn't really hold up.
No,
per
the
se.
fucking whole thing doesn't hold up.
Mm.
It's
bad. Now?
Connor. Do not tell me. What do you want to give it?
I still don't hate it. I remember watching.
It's a one.
I still remember watching. Like
I
I mean, like
just,
I
like-
remember the story roughly. I haven't seen it in fucking years, but I remember the story roughly, and
I
I
can
still think it's a good
see-
story.
It is a good story.
It's also, I mean,
but
like, I think the animation and CGI doesn't hold up anymore.
Nick, remember how you were talking about how you love animated movies that just have jokes that are just good jokes and not just the obvious?
That's true.
This is Robots. Robots is just the obvious joke. Even
Yeah,
though there
I don't
are
like-
some
I mean, like
that are good jokes.
I also hate that argument when people are like, "Oh, it's a kids movie, so obvious jokes are fine." And I'm like, I was a kid and I didn't watch obvious jokes.
See-
Maybe when I was fucking 5 years old, but when I watched cartoons on Cartoon Network, like what, 10,
I'm
or
gonna
like
give it
8 to like the rest of my life, because I still watch cartoons, not fucking ones on Cartoon Network right now, but like, I rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender and stuff. See, Avatar: The Last Airbender is not. They have like some simple comedy.
Just
You see-
loves.
You see, like, you gotta give examples.
If
and no
it's
one's,
not
you're not
Avatar,
credible.
This is what I want to have, because I don't think I'd say Robots is a 1, but I think it's a 1.5.
Okay.
We're putting halves. I don't
Okay.
give a fuck. I'm
Yeah,
doing
okay.
halves. If you guys don't do halves, I don't care. I'm doing halves.
Alright.
Robots is a 1.5 just because Robin Williams is in it. just
Oh my god.
that's literally
Flubber.
Flubber. 2.
Yeah.
Dude, original Jumanji.
Jumanji?
3.
3.
Yeah.
New Jumanji's like a 3. Honestly, I really like the new
New
Jumanji.
Jumanji surprise.
The new
It's actually
Jumanji was
good.
actually I enjoyed it. I left the theater. I'm like, you know what? That was a really good
I went in
reinvestment.
with my expectations so
Oh,
low,
dirt
like
low.
as low as the sticky fucking floor.
It was good because they're kind of like loyal to what Jumanji was, and they still brought in
They
the fact
even
that it
give a
was a board
hat
game,
tip.
and it changed itself so that it could still trap people.
Yeah, and also give a hat tip to fucking Robin Williams.
Yeah.
They're literally like, "Who's Adam?" He's like, "He's dead." Shock. Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
haven't seen
Robin Williams
Jumanji.
is dead. Actually, I'm pretty
No,
sure
I haven't
today's
seen
like
I haven't seen the
it's
second.
either today
new
or
Jumanji.
yesterday is like the anniversary of his death. Sorry to bring down
Thanks
the
for
mood.
ruining my day.
Yeah, sorry to bring down the mood.
I haven't seen the second new Jumanji though, but
I haven't even.
it didn't really draw me in as much as the first one because the first new Jumanji kind of it was good standalone. It's just a good like
It's just a good
it
movie.
touched back on it and then
it is not near his death date.
at all.
Fuck, I literally thinking about that. I was like, actually, I think he was just trending on
What did
Twitter.
James Madison
Yeah.
do?
What was his death date?
August 11th. So in 2 months,
It's close.
Same season.
Okay, he was just trending on Twitter today, then. That's why.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, you know that movie? What is it? Mousetrap or whatever? That movie where
That movie schmacks.
where they're like the cheese factory
That's a solid 3.5.
people. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say it right now. You know what movie is a 4? That is an animated movie. Rango. Rango is a
Yes.
great...
Yeah.
Rango might
I'd
be
say
the
Rango's
best
a 4.
animated movie I've ever seen. And Hercules is my favorite animated movie. And it still is. But Rango's better. But Rango is better than my favorite
Rango's good 'cause
animated movie.
It's got like it's kind of serious a little bit, you know.
It's
Like
just
it's a
funny.
goofy. It's funny. It's got it's goofy story about like kind of a.
Also,
I haven't seen it in a while.
Also,
watched it last
that
year
movie,
with it.
for an animated movie, has the best lighting I've ever seen in an animated movie.
Yeah.
The shot where he walks into the saloon and it's just like the sun is pouring in through the roof and you can just like barely make out the faces and it's just like legitimate lighting. It's incredible.
Remember how we both watched that like YouTube video on the guy analyzing like why
Yeah, why Rango's a
good,
masterpiece.
why it's a masterpiece and shit.
It is! Oh my god. It's just... Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's the classic
It is a good
hero's
movie.
journey. What's another good movie?
I don't want to go into
Get 'em
Disney
all.
movies because we could
I literally
rank
was just
all
about
of
to
I was
say
about, cause we could go from like Disney movies. Toy Story. I'll switch to Pixar.
5.
5.
Toy Story 1 and 2
Classic.
are both 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're classics.
3 wasn't bad, but it was like
3.
3 is a 3. Yeah, I'd say that.
4 is also a 3 to me.
4, yeah, okay, I'd say that. They're both good movies. They're just like
Not necessary.
I wouldn't watch them
Actually,
as
3 is necessary.
the
3
two
is necessary.
the first
Looking
2 are
back
just
at it
classic.
now, I'm like 4 is just not necessary. 4 was like Pixar, Disney. You can tell Disney was like, make Toy Story 4. We need money, and Pixar was like,
4 is not necessary, but it still did its job really well.
what
as
if
a
we
sequel.
gave toys depression? That was 4. Oh my gosh. Bugs Life, 3.
I'd give Bugs Life a 4. I really like Bugs Life.
Really? I think like
3 because I know it's good, but I haven't seen it in such a fucking long time at this point.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
It's not something that I would.
I like how we're like, let's not go to Disney, but Pixar. Now there's
That's what.
DreamWorks
the
movies.
loophole.
DreamWorks movies.
No, we're already on Pixar.
Klaus,
Shark Tale.
5.
Klaus is a 5. If you haven't
Absolutely.
seen Klaus on Netflix, you're a fucking idiot.
Watch it
Stop
now.
watching
it's
this
It's a
podcast.
Christmas movie, but it's still worth watching right now.
That
Klaus, animated movie from a company that no one's heard about. That just made it's like their first movie that Netflix funded. So good. Instant 5.
it's the best.
It's a Christmas classic. I'm gonna watch it every
I
Christmas.
fucking love.
It's a Wonderful Life.
That's a great movie. That's a 5.
I'd give that a 5.
It's a wonderful.
It always
Life,
makes me
definitely
cry
a
at the
5.
end. Elf.
That's a 3.
Yeah. A lot of people really like Elf.
This
but I
doesn't
mean,
work
it's
because
like-
we kind of all agree.
Well, I mean, it depends. Are we keeping this ranking more of like, we think it's a good movie, or like favoritism?
3 is a good movie. We just think it's like just an honestly good movie.
Okay.
You could go with your opinion though, like favoritism, like if you really like a movie.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope that because I could have been like, Rango's a 4, and someone else could be like, Regular fucking water is trash, and here's why. Like, I mean, there's like
Yeah.
other supposed to.
Don't be a
Ratings
bitch.
is favoritism. This is
Yes.
all favoritism.
Yes.
But it's fact. What we say in this podcast is straight facts. And if you disagree, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. Fuck you.
What was a DreamWorks movie that I watched recently that I
Shark
really
Tale.
liked? Oh, Harry Potter.
My
Oh
favorite DreamWorks
God,
movie.
Harry Potter is so fucking good. Okay,
1 and 2, I consider
let's do the ranking.
at least 4,
One,
but I would consider 2.
1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 5. Oh my God, it's the best one. Fucking 4,
1.
3.
Three.
4's a 3, 5's a 2, 6 is like a 3, 7 part 1 is like a 3, 7 part 2 is
I
like
give 7 part 1 a
3.
2. I give 7 part 2 a 3 or 4.
average score 3.5 whole thing.
I really like 2. I give 2 a 4.
3.
Or
I
2,
already
2 a
did.
5. I give 2 a 5. I love it. I could watch 2 all the time.
Damn!
I can watch 2
3's
all the time.
Prisoner of Azkaban is easily the best movie in that whole series.
I like the first 2 more than the rest because they show a lot. It's who John Williams did the score for it, didn't he?
Yep.
The score is just a little. It's not innocent, but it's like kind of more magically wondrous in it. And it's kind of like they're still kids, and it's kind of like this adventure movie in Hogwarts, and they show a lot more of Hogwarts' like just interior like hallways and shit.
Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite just because it's the first movie where they're like, now we're getting fucking serious. Like, now it's like, there's still that like charm to it, but they're like, you need to realize that this world is way darker and they're not like just innocent kids anymore. And now we're fucking
I give 4. I'm not gonna give it a
Also-
1. I give 4 a 2.
Professor Lupin, motherfucking
Dad.
werewolf. Also,
I'd give 4 a 2. Not
really?
a 1, but I'd give it 2. I don't like it. It really after watching it recently, it really hams up the relationship stuff, like in a cheesy bad way.
Damn, I gotta rewatch it. I think it's
It's
like a 3.
because I kind of like the Wizard Game stuff, but there's really nothing to do with
My opinion
Hogwarts at
is-
all. They don't even do their school shit. It's just bad stuff.
They don't even learn.
This is
There's
bullshit.
no school.
Also,
They don't even show up studying.
What about the
Also-
exam?
Also, apparently in the fucking book, the 2 schools that visit him aren't like all guys or all girls. They're all mixed like Hogwarts too. But the director was just like, "Oh, we want to make the girls' school like fucking
as
yeah."
fuck.
So they like do a relationship thing, and then the guys' school like toxic Serbian masculinity.
I have to say, I think 5 is the worst one.
5.
5 is just
I like 5 way more than 4. 5.
Really?
Yeah, 5 is
I like 5.
way better than 4, especially because the ending scene when they're fucking getting the
That
memories
scene
from the glass
is dope
ball
as shit.
is so dope when it all starts falling and they're fucking running through there.
That seems pretty dope. It's just like one of those movies to me that it's like, it's the movie that it's the bridge in the series. It is the movie that has to like start just overlaying stuff. It's like 1 through 4 is like, oh, it's happy and they're kids. 5 is like, here's the bridge to now we're just really, really dark.
The end of 4 kind of starts that bridge. The end of 4 is
Yeah.
the end of 4 is
'cause
like
he dies.
Cedric.
Oh shit.
well, I mean Cedric dies and then fucking everyone's like Voldemort's
Dude.
back, but nobody
Yeah,
believes
that-
it in 5.
That ending of 4 is
It's like oh fuck.
I think that's probably the best ending of the movies. It's top 2.
I
kidding me?
really like 7 part 2. 7 part 1's boring
Well,
in
I
my
mean, like,
opinion.
if you're
7 part
talking,
2
like,
is
last-
fucking
I
great.
feel like talking the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and you get to see
Part 4. Oh my
you
god.
see the
Harry
kids
Potter-
get on the
Goblet of
the
Fire.
little
So
thing.
cute.
He's like, "What
Get
if I go to Slytherin, Dad?"
Get him
He's
ready
like,
for
"Then
school."
Slytherin would have gained a great."
Actually, now I'm
Listen.
thinking about 4 is really dark.
Yeah.
The
4 is
beginning,
dark, but
the
it's
beginning,
kinda
and they go to
shit.
the fucking like.
I do
World
like the
Cup
beginning.
thing. Yeah, the beginning smash.
But it's just like it's just so different, and it's just they just do so much relationship stuff. If you watch it, it's cheesy. I know it's made for teens, but not that much. It's like ugh. Like you could argue the
love
first 2
potions?
movies are made for kids, but I still fucking love them. Like they're still made like really well as a story.
Yeah.
And the 4th movie is just like,
Right.
who am I gonna take to the Yule Ball? And that's like the
The
whole
teenagers.
fucking
I think
movie.
they were really hitting the demographic of what the age of the kids were.
The director certainly was. Is fucking.
Isn't it a
you know the
different
director?
director
The
each
direct. Yeah, it's a different
Pretty
director
much.
except for like the last 2. But
Yeah.
like apparently that director for the 4th movie didn't even read any of the books or watch any of the movies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what my sister was telling me. She was looking into it. She was like, "Yeah, apparently he just got it and he wanted it to
I
be
just
dark.
read the script.
Apparently he wanted it to be dark, but then he heard what the 3rd one was about and he's like, "Oh shit, it was already done." So then, I don't know, it's just bad. Ugh. You should watch the fourth one again after watching all of them, because it's arguably the worst movie in all of them.
I just
Even though seven's kind of boring a little bit.
I think the fifth one is just super boring.
But then Dobby's great in the seventh movie, the part one.
Yeah, part one's just really boring because it's literally just Ron like, I'm fucking emo now because I'm wearing this amulet and I totally know it's the amulet, but I'm not gonna agree to that.
Well, and they're on the run for most of the movies. They don't really do anything.
It's literally just like
they don't really do anything. They're just kind of like it doesn't even. It's kind of hard to understand too that it's like months apparently that they're just gone, that they're just camping out.
It's like months. The first like half hour of that movie's awesome, and then there's just that big hour where it's just nothingness.
Yeah, it's literally nothing. And then the ending's pretty good. Dobby's a badass.
Dobby's just dope.
Dobby loves
you
Harry
shall
Potter.
not hurt Harry Potter. Oh, I'm fucking dead. Shit.
Oh, he got hit by the knife that fast forwarded it.
Yeah,
he's just like,
holy shit!
God, I'm bleeding.
Fuck you, Harry Potter. Why couldn't you just let me chill in your cabinet? Why'd you have to give me that fucking sock? Dude, that's like the best part about 2.
Harry Potter didn't give him the sock.
Oh
yeah,
Lucius
gave him the sock.
Technically, but who planted that shit? Dobby getting his freedom is fucking fake and it's just propaganda.
He should still be.
He's technically still a slave. Season 2 of Cream Boy.
Season 2 is here, and it's better than ever.
2 months
we got past that initial awkward first season. Now we're ready to start hitting our like true notes.
The pilot test run is done. This is about to be like Office season 1 compared to Office season 2.
This shit's or Always Sunny season 1 compared to Always Sunny season 2.
This shit's gonna crank up. It's gonna be slightly less racist. It's gonna be way better. We're gonna have more character development. Connor's gonna die.